Once upon a time there was a king who had a very wise minister. The minister often said, "Whatever happens, happens for good." One day, while the king was cleaning his sword, the minister was sitting beside him. Suddenly, the sword slipped from the king's hand and fell on his foot, cutting off one of his toes. Without hesitation, the minister said, "Whatever happens, happens for good." The king was furious upon hearing this. He asked the minister how losing his toe could be considered good. Enraged, the king ordered the minister to be imprisoned. The minister, despite facing imprisonment, remained unfazed and repeated his belief, "Whatever happens, happens for good." The king was astonished by this response, finding the minister's attitude perplexing. 2 months passed, and one day the king went hunting with his soldiers. They ventured deep into a dense forest, chasing after prey. The king, in pursuit of a deer, went further into the forest and became separated from his soldiers. Despite his efforts, he couldn't catch the deer and found himself lost in the dense wilderness. Realizing his predicament, the king desperately searched for a way out of the forest. Suddenly, the king found himself surrounded by a group of tribals who lived in the forest. These tribus people were not part of the king's kingdom, and they did not recognize his authority. They captured the king and brought him to their tribe. Unbeknownst to the king, the tribe was seeking a human sacrifice to appease their deity. Despite the king's pleas for release, the tribe's people did not understand his language. Instead, they rejoiced by playing drums and prepared the king for sacrifice. They bathed the king, adorned him in new clothes, placed a necklace of flowers around his neck, and prepared him for the ritual sacrifice. Just as they were about to kill the king, the head of the tribe noticed that one of the king's toes was missing. Upon seeing this, he ordered the drums to stop and declared, "This man cannot be sacrificed because he is incomplete. Sacrificing an incomplete human will anger the deity instead of pleasing it." Realizing that the king couldn't be sacrificed, the tribe decided to release him. Relieved, the king returned to his palace. Reflecting on the ordeal, he realized that if his toe hadn't been missing, the tribe's people would have killed him. He understood that the minister was right. Whatever happened, happened for good. Filled with gratitude, the king ordered his soldiers to release the minister from jail. The king, impressed by the minister's wisdom, reinstated him to his position and sought his counsel. He asked the minister, "My dear minister, explain to me how it was for my good that my toe was cut that day. I have come to understand this, but you were imprisoned for 2 months and endured so much suffering. How can that be for your good?" The minister smiled and replied, "My lord, as your prime minister, I was always by your side. Had I not been in jail, I would have been with you on that fateful day as well. While they spared you upon seeing your missing toe, my body was intact. If I had been with you, they would have surely sacrificed me. Therefore, it was fortunate that I was not with you that day and was instead in jail. It saved both your life and mine. This is why I always say that whatever happens, happens for good." If we reflect on our lives, we often encounter moments when we feel that something truly negative is happening to us, or that certain events shouldn't have occurred. However, as time passes, we may come to realize that whatever happened at that time was ultimately for our benefit. In truth, we often try to interpret events using our limited intelligence, but our understanding is constrained. We cannot accurately judge the fairness or unfairness of a situation solely based on our own perceptions. The world operates on the principle of karma. Those who perform good deeds are rewarded with happiness, while those who engage in wrongdoing experience sorrow. Therefore, if you find yourself in a difficult phase, remember that it may be the result of past negative actions. Nature is guiding you towards progress by allowing you to experience the consequences of your past deeds. It's important to acknowledge that this universe was not created by our enemy. Rather, it operates according to the principles of karma, guiding us towards growth and evolution. That's why it's essential to understand that nothing truly wrong can happen in this world. So, banish the thought from your mind that anything bad can happen to you. Instead, always remember that whatever happens, happens for good. Every event, whether perceived as positive or negative, is a part of the intricate tapestry of life, guiding us towards growth, learning, and ultimately, our highest good. Trust in the inherent wisdom of the universe and embrace each experience with an open heart and mind. Please feel free to type wisdom in the comment section if this message resonates with your spirit. Your participation extends the reach of this message, touching more lives and spreading the message of faith and hope. Stay with us until the end of this video. Open your heart and be ready to receive the uplifting power of this video. Click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and enable notifications to stay updated with more content that nourishes the soul and uplifts the spirit. Once upon a time, in a secluded village nestled deep within the mountains, there lived a venerable monk named Ananda. Revered for his tranquil presence and profound insights, people from far and wide sought his counsel when grappling with life's challenges. One day, a young man named Soren approached Ananda, troubled by the concept of fate. Soren, driven by ambition and dreams of wealth and luxury as a successful merchant, found himself repeatedly thwarted by setbacks and failures, despite his relentless efforts. Feeling disheartened and lost, Soren sought solace in the wisdom of Ananda, finding refuge beneath the sprawling branches of a majestic oak tree. Soren poured his heart out to Ananda, expressing his exhaustion from battling against what seemed like the unyielding hands of fate. "Master Ananda," he lamented, "I've toiled endlessly to realize my dreams, yet it appears destiny has different intentions for me. I'm weary of this constant struggle. How can I find peace in accepting my fate?" Ananda listened intently, his eyes reflecting understanding and empathy. In a gentle, soothing voice, he began to impart his wisdom. "Soren, life is akin to a river, flowing with its own rhythm. Sometimes it's calm and serene, while other times it rushes with tumultuous force. Just as we cannot force a river to change its course, we too cannot fully control the path our lives take. However, what we can do is learn to navigate this river with grace and acceptance." The young man's expression turned puzzled. "But Master Ananda," he queried, "how can I possibly accept a fate that diverges so sharply from my desires? Shouldn't I continue striving for what I want?" Ananda smiled knowingly at Soren's question. "Soren, true acceptance doesn't mean resigning yourself to passivity or abandoning your dreams. It's about discovering peace within yourself amidst life's uncertainties. It's about embracing the present moment and recognizing that the only realm we truly control is our own actions and intentions." He continued, "Life is a magnificent tapestry, woven with threads of joy and sorrow, success and failure, gain and loss. When we resist what life offers us, we only breed suffering within ourselves. But when we learn to embrace and accept life's offerings, that's when we discover inner harmony." Soren mulled over Ananda's words, his gaze drifting to the tranquil flow of the nearby river. Sensing the need to drive his point home, Ananda shared a poignant tale. "There was once a butterfly," Ananda began, struggling to break free from its cocoon. Moved by compassion, a bystander decided to intervene. With careful hands, they cut open the cocoon, freeing the butterfly from its struggle. Ananda paused, allowing the gravity of the story to sink in. "However," he continued solemnly, "instead of soaring into the sky as expected, the butterfly's wings remained weak and unable to support its body. It fluttered feebly and soon met its end." Soren's expression turned puzzled. "But why did the butterfly perish, Master Ananda? Wasn't the onlooker trying to help?" Ananda nodded gently. "Indeed, Soren, the onlooker's intention was kind. However, the struggle of breaking free from the cocoon was nature's way of strengthening the butterfly's wings. By interfering, the onlooker deprived the butterfly of its own natural growth and strength. In life," Ananda continued, "we must embrace our struggles and challenges as opportunities for growth and transformation. While our desires and ambitions are important, sometimes fate has a different plan for us. By accepting what life presents, we open ourselves to the lessons it offers and cultivate resilience and inner strength," Soren whispered in silent reflection, absorbing Ananda's profound teachings. As the weight of his burdens began to lighten, a newfound acceptance bloomed within him. He realized that accepting his fate didn't equate to giving up on his dreams. Instead, it meant surrendering to the greater flow of life and trusting that every twist and turn held a purpose in the intricate tapestry of existence. The acceptance of fate weaves a thread of wisdom and serenity that extends beyond our individual experiences, Soren mused, feeling the profound truth resonate within him. Just as the river meanders through valleys and mountains, encountering obstacles and forging new paths, so too does our journey unfold in its own unique way. We often stand at crossroads where our desires meet the gentle embrace of destiny. The tale of Soren and Ananda teaches us that acceptance isn't about resignation or complacency. It's an invitation to fully embrace the present moment and acknowledge the ebb and flow of life's currents. Through this acceptance, we find liberation from the burden of resistance and the peace that comes from surrendering to what is. Like the butterfly emerging from its cocoon, life presents us with challenges and struggles that serve a purpose. They shape our character, strengthen our resolve, and fuel our personal growth. Just as the butterfly's wings gain strength through struggle, so too do we discover our true potential through the trials we face. By accepting our fate, we unlock the door to our own transformation and fulfillment. In aligning ourselves with the grand tapestry of existence, we learn to navigate the intricate patterns and interconnected threads that bind us all. By surrendering to the greater flow of life, we open ourselves to unexpected possibilities and hidden blessings that may have otherwise eluded us. Acceptance doesn't diminish the power of our dreams and aspirations. It simply reminds us that the journey is just as significant as the destination. We continue to pursue our desires, but with an open heart and a mind attuned to the unfolding of life's plan. We learn to dance with the rhythm of the universe, harmonizing our steps with the divine melody that guides us forward. In accepting our fate, we embrace the essence of our existence and find peace in the journey. In this acceptance, we unearth a profound sense of contentment, finding solace in the knowledge that the universe, with its infinite wisdom, conspires to guide us toward our highest good. Releasing the need for control, we surrender to the gentle guidance of unseen forces shaping our lives. Let us recall the tale of Soren and Ananda, allowing their wisdom to resonate within our hearts. May we embrace the uncertainties, joys, sorrows, and triumphs that life presents. Through acceptance of our fate, may we discover the courage to live authentically, the serenity to endure gracefully, and the gratitude to cherish each step of our journey. We have control over our thoughts, feelings, desires, and actions. Essentially, everything connected to our own choices and behaviors. However, external factors such as the body, money, power, and fame are beyond our influence. They are not inherent to our actions or decisions. This concept forms the basis of a famous Greek philosopher's manual or guide to life, emphasizing the importance of understanding our limits in controlling the external world. To live a happy and stress-free life, it's essential to focus our energy on what we can control and let go of concerns about what is beyond our control. This mindset shift allows us to navigate life with greater ease and peace of mind. The opinions and judgments of others can deeply impact us, for better or worse. Unfortunately, we can't control or change these opinions, nor can we prevent personal attacks or insults. However, by learning from Epictetus's renowned manual of life, we gain valuable insights on how to handle such situations. Epictetus teaches us to remember that the person delivering an insult or offense isn't the one affected. Rather, they believe such actions to be offensive. So, the next time someone upsets you, recognize that your own perception is what initially caused the upset. Try not to be swayed by appearances. Instead, take the opportunity to relax and maintain control over your reactions. To stop caring about what others think, understand that insults or offenses aren't inherently harmful. While insults may cause us to feel bad, it's our response to them that determines their impact. When someone puts you down or treats you poorly, remember that the insult can only hurt you if you allow it to. When you react poorly to insults or offenses, it reveals how resilient you truly are in the face of adversity. Consider whether you want to emerge victorious or concede defeat in such situations. Ask yourself, if yielding to something beyond your control is worth it to prove a point. Let's draw a comparison between stoicism and pleasures. Just as pleasures will always exist, so too will desires. Instead of resisting these desires, we should focus on how we respond to them. Whether we succumb to them or disregard them entirely sets us apart. If you can navigate insults without allowing them to upset you, the sense of satisfaction that follows will bolster your resilience and fortitude, empowering you to persevere with greater ease. Even during challenging times, you've likely experienced the sting of someone's unkind words, lingering and impacting your mood for days or weeks. I want you to know that I empathize with your experience, because everyone has faced similar situations at some point. If this resonates with you, I encourage you to continue watching, because the upcoming principles will focus on self-control. Number 2, hold on to your goals. In this principle, we must understand how to remain unaffected by others' opinions. However, if you're truly delving into philosophy, be prepared for potential ridicule right from the start. People may suddenly label you as a philosopher or question the source of your newfound confidence. It's essential not to adopt an overly arrogant attitude and instead focus on pursuing activities that contribute to your well-being. Stay committed to your goals despite any criticism you may face. Remember, if you stay true to your beliefs, those who once mocked you will eventually admire your conviction. However, if you allow others to sway you, you'll face ridicule twice over. While the pursuit of philosophy may not be for everyone, the Greeks introduced principles applicable to all aspects of life. This particular principle holds significant importance because many individuals forsake their true talents in an attempt to please dissenters. Epictetus emphasizes that yielding to the fear of others' opinions doesn't result in failure due to attempting and falling short, but rather because one succumbed to external pressures. We shouldn't perceive this as a failure, but rather as a genuine challenge worth confronting. It's commendable to persist, even when others opt out to evade social complications or silence critics. Despite facing mockery or scrutiny for a time, advancing aligns with your inherent nature. When faced with life decisions, consider this principle. Reflect on your core values and motivations behind your choices. Number 3, don't stress over negative remarks. When someone inflicts harm or speaks ill of you, remember that they do so because they believe they are justified in their actions. You shouldn't assume that everyone will consistently adhere to the rules you establish. However, it's crucial to recognize that straying from these rules may not benefit them in the long run. Each individual possesses their own perspectives and values, and we cannot alter others' perceptions of us due to this diversity. When others judge us based on superficial or unjust criteria, they ultimately harm themselves by missing the opportunity to genuinely connect and understand us. Exercise patience when facing judgment from others. Remind yourself that their opinions shouldn't hold too much sway over you. What truly matters is knowing who you are and remaining steadfast in your values. Imagine you're a budding artist, proud of a painting you've created that you believe to be flawless. Excitedly, you share it on social media, only to receive negative feedback criticizing aspects of your art, such as color choices and techniques. In this scenario, it's important to remember that everyone is entitled to their opinions, and not everyone will appreciate your unique style. You cannot control how others perceive your work, and it's futile to try to change their opinions. Instead of allowing negative critiques to shake your confidence, practice patience and reaffirm to yourself that your artwork reflects your skill and personal artistic expression exactly as you intended. Don't allow the opinions of others to sow seeds of self-doubt. Stay true to yourself and your creative vision. Number 4, the power of mental strength. In our fast-paced world, Epictetus observed that it's all too easy to allow external events to dictate our inner state. We often surrender our inner peace due to negative influences from outside sources, such as unkind remarks from co-workers or unexpected setbacks. However, why do we permit these external factors to infiltrate our minds when we wouldn't allow a stranger into our physical homes? Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher, advocates for treating our minds with the same level of respect as our bodies. We must exercise discipline and maintain control over ourselves. Just as you wouldn't hand over the keys to your home to a stranger, you shouldn't allow insults or problems to disrupt your mood either. Protect your mental well-being by fortifying your inner resilience and refusing to let external circumstances sway your inner peace. To fortify your mental strength, self-doubt, and resistance to outside influences, envision building a fortress around your mind. First and foremost, recognize that an insult holds power only if you allow it to affect you. You, not the words or actions of others, possess the ability to maintain your inner peace. Pause. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, is it truly worth sacrificing my peace of mind over this? By employing this simple yet potent self-control technique, you'll often realize that it's not worth the turmoil. Not only will you steer clear of unnecessary mood swings, but your life will also improve as a result. Experience a newfound sense of inner tranquility, liberated from external negativity, and equipped with a resilient mind capable of navigating life's challenges with grace and strength. Imagine the freedom of being in command of your emotions. Are you prepared to strengthen your mind and reclaim peace? Stay tuned as we delve deeper into how Stoic principles can revolutionize your life. Today, take a moment to consider what actions you can take to safeguard your mental well-being. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's also foster a community grounded in Stoic ideals. Number 5. Refuse to dwell in shame. Reject the notion that lacking respect is inherently shameful. External factors should not dictate our emotional state. The truth is, your worth is only defined by situations within your control and influenced by your choices. In today's world, these concepts hold immense significance. Have you ever found yourself doing something solely for the sake of garnering approval, especially on social media? Many individuals fall into the trap of seeking validation through online platforms, often at the expense of their mental well-being. We must pause and question whether compromising our authenticity for fleeting validation is truly worthwhile. Should we rely on others for our mental health? The answer is clear: no. It's essential to reflect on this reality because at some point we've all succumbed to actions that left us feeling uneasy, all in the pursuit of external approval. But does it truly matter if others mock us or forget about us? Are we genuinely content living a life dictated by external validation? The truth is, relying on others for our happiness is a recipe for perpetual dissatisfaction. When we sacrifice our authenticity to uphold our reputation, we relinquish control over our own happiness. As a result, we're perpetually on edge, always striving to maintain an image that isn't true to who we are. One of the core tenets of Stoicism is to focus solely on what you can control and disregard what you cannot. Remember, no one can inflict harm upon you unless you permit it. When someone causes you pain or speaks ill of you, recognize that they are acting based on their own understanding of what is right. Just as you cannot alter the weather, you also cannot dictate how others behave. Consider this: when you step outside and encounter rain, you have two choices. You can allow the inclement weather to sour your mood, or you can acknowledge that you cannot change it and opt not to let it impact your emotional state. The world remains unchanged by your feelings. It is your response that holds the power to transform your experience. By cultivating patience and embracing the reality that not everything is within your control, you can lead a happier and more tranquil life. If someone criticizes you out of misunderstanding, that's their error, not yours. Show patience towards those who speak ill of you and remind yourself that their judgment stems from their own perspective. Moving on to the 6th principle: trust your judgment in determining your course of action. It's natural for people to feel uncomfortable when they witness others living in alignment with their values, especially if they don't comprehend the reasoning behind those actions. Expressing and actualizing our true selves requires courage, particularly when it means standing up for our beliefs. If we act according to what we believe is right, why fret over the judgments of others? It's crucial to have confidence in yourself and your decisions. Not everyone will see eye to eye on every matter, and that's perfectly acceptable. This also applies to our interactions on social media platforms, where our sense of happiness often hinges on our popularity or how others perceive us. It's all too easy to become overly reliant on the thoughts and opinions of others in these spaces, potentially leading us to prioritize pleasing them over staying true to ourselves. Consider this scenario. Imagine you're a scientist engaged in a complex research project. Your approach could potentially revolutionize our understanding of a significant issue. Some fellow scientists may offer support and recognition when you share your research findings with them. However, there will inevitably be individuals who are quick to critique and question your methods. In such situations, it's important not to alter your research approach simply because others hold differing opinions. Trust in your expertise and commitment to your work should remain steadfast, regardless of external scrutiny or criticism. Instead, maintaining our independence and staying true to ourselves is crucial for personal growth and fulfillment. While it's natural to seek validation from others, it's equally important to prioritize our own values and beliefs over external opinions. Remaining steadfast in our convictions allows us to retain our autonomy and individuality, enabling us to navigate life's challenges with integrity and confidence. By staying true to ourselves, we can cultivate a sense of inner strength and resilience that empowers us to pursue our goals and aspirations authentically. Our self-worth and fulfillment should not be contingent upon the approval or validation of others. Instead, it should stem from a deep sense of self-awareness, self-acceptance, and self-assurance. This mindset enables us to lead fulfilling and meaningful lives grounded in authenticity and purpose. Maintaining our emotional boundaries and exercising self-control are essential for protecting our mental well-being. Just as we wouldn't allow a stranger to enter our home freely, we shouldn't permit insults or negative comments to infiltrate our inner peace and happiness. When someone insults us or attacks us verbally, it's important to recognize that we have the power to control how we react and internalize their words. Instead of allowing their negativity to linger and affect us deeply, we can choose to exercise self-control and detach ourselves from their hurtful remarks. By treating our minds with the same care and protection as we would our physical bodies, we can safeguard our emotional well-being and maintain a sense of inner peace. Just as we wouldn't expose ourselves to physical harm willingly, we shouldn't subject ourselves to emotional harm by dwelling on insults or offenses. Practicing self-control allows us to maintain our dignity and self-respect in the face of adversity, empowering us to rise above negativity and maintain a positive mindset. By refusing to let insults penetrate our inner sanctum, we can cultivate resilience and inner strength, enabling us to navigate life's challenges with grace and composure. Indeed, discovering that a close friend has betrayed your trust and spoken ill of you can be incredibly hurtful and challenging to navigate emotionally. Initially, you may feel a deep sense of betrayal and anger, as if your soul has been wounded by their actions. However, upon reflection, you come to realize that their negative behavior is a reflection of their own perceptions and issues, rather than a true reflection of your character or worth. You recognize that their actions should not have the power to control your emotions or dictate the state of your soul. Choosing forgiveness and understanding, despite the pain they have caused, is a powerful act of resilience and self-preservation. By refusing to allow their betrayal to have a lasting negative impact on your soul, you demonstrate your strength and resilience. Moreover, by maintaining faith in the friendship and choosing to forgive, you not only preserve the possibility of reconciliation, but also safeguard your own emotional well-being. Instead of allowing resentment and bitterness to fester within you, you choose to release these negative emotions and move forward with grace and compassion. In doing so, you assert your autonomy and agency over your own soul, refusing to let external events and the actions of others dictate your inner peace and happiness. This act of self-empowerment allows you to reclaim control of your emotional state and maintain a sense of inner harmony and tranquility despite the challenges you may face. Developing discipline and self-control over our emotions is crucial for maintaining inner peace and happiness. By mastering our responses to external events, especially those that may provoke negative emotions such as anger or resentment, we can prevent unnecessary suffering and cultivate a greater sense of well-being. Practicing discipline and self-control allows us to respond to challenging situations with composure and clarity rather than reacting impulsively out of anger or frustration. This not only helps us to avoid escalating conflicts, but also enables us to approach difficulties with a calm and rational mindset, facilitating more effective problem-solving and decision-making. Moreover, exercising discipline and self-control in our interactions with family members can strengthen our relationships and foster harmony within the family unit. By choosing to respond with patience and understanding, even in moments of conflict or disagreement, we demonstrate respect and empathy for our loved ones, fostering mutual trust and communication. Mastering our emotions through discipline and self-control can lead to profound personal growth and transformation. It empowers us to navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience, enhancing our overall quality of life and bringing us closer to lasting happiness and fulfillment. Understanding that not everyone shares the same perspective or values is essential for maintaining emotional resilience and inner peace. When someone insults or criticizes us, it's important to remember that their perception of us is colored by their own experiences, beliefs, and biases. Their actions are a reflection of their worldview, not necessarily an accurate reflection of who we are as individuals. By recognizing that we have a unique identity and understanding of ourselves, we can develop a sense of self-assurance and confidence that is not easily shaken by others' opinions or judgments. Instead of internalizing negative feedback or allowing it to affect our self-worth, we can choose to remain grounded in our own truth and authenticity. Moreover, cultivating empathy and compassion can help us respond to insults or criticism with understanding and resilience. Rather than reacting defensively or taking offense, we can approach the situation with a sense of curiosity and openness, seeking to understand the underlying motivations or insecurities driving the other person's behavior. Embracing our individuality and refusing to be defined by others' perceptions, we can maintain a sense of inner strength and autonomy that enables us to navigate life's challenges with grace and dignity. No one can hurt us unless we allow their words or actions to penetrate our sense of self-worth and inner peace. In such a situation, it's important to remain calm and composed, remembering that you are the only one who truly knows your intentions, values, and beliefs. Ask yourself if you genuinely believe you did something wrong, or if your actions were in line with your principles and values. If you determine that you acted with integrity and sincerity, then the criticism from the other person may be a reflection of their own perspective rather than an accurate assessment of your character or behavior. Consider whether the person's criticism is based on a misunderstanding or a difference in worldview. It's possible that they are reacting emotionally or projecting their own insecurities onto you. By maintaining a sense of empathy and understanding, you can approach the situation with compassion and seek to find common ground or mutual respect, even if you disagree on certain issues. Remember that you have the power to choose how you respond to criticism and insults. You can choose to let them affect you negatively or to rise above them with grace and dignity. Trust in your own judgment and inner truth, and don't allow others' opinions to define your sense of self-worth or undermine your confidence. Respect others' perspectives and avoid unnecessary arguments. Next, know yourself deeply. You're the only one who truly understands why you believe what you do. Trust in your reasons and don't let criticism shake your confidence. Continuously learn and evolve. Instead of reacting with anger, use criticism as an opportunity for self-improvement. By empathizing with others' viewpoints, you might even find room to change your own in the future. Stoic philosophy guides you in handling criticism with composure and determination, allowing you to focus on personal growth. Remember, if you've acted with integrity and still face unwarranted criticism, take comfort in the fact that you know yourself best. As Epictetus wisely said, this self-awareness is a source of inner strength and contentment. Don't let insults get to you. They only reflect the opinions of others, not your true worth. Leave a like for this video and share it at least one time to help us reach more people. Spread the gospel and change more lives by comment using the word wisdom. To further support the dissemination of this message, consider sharing this video with a friend or family member. Click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and enable notifications to stay updated with more content that nourishes the soul and uplifts the spirit. See you at next video.